Welcome back. News of the passing of dancehall artist Toya Jackson, otherwise known as Toya, on May 7th has generated widespread rumors and speculations in social media.
Thank you God, you bless me, make me strong, my career, it a boom, bless me with another song.
Rumors and speculations that exploded when a picture of Aishana dancing with Joe Bogdanovich, who was reportedly married to Toya, surfaced online.
So stop, watch out, my good.
The picture was taken at an event in Florida where Jason Williams was covering for Onstage.
This picture featuring the grieving Joe Bogdanovich and Aishana has gone viral on the internet, and the reason is clear. Should a man who 2 days prior lost his wife be in such a compromising position as this with his artist? Or from another angle, should Aishana be in such a compromising position as this with her grieving boss? Well, Onstage was present at the event. We have the footage, and here is how it all went down. The event was Blitz in Lauderhill, Florida on Saturday night. Aishana, who was in full performance mode, asked for a male companion on stage. None of those present stepped up to the plate, so she drew for someone who was close by. And the rest, as they say, was history. Was it inappropriate on both their parts? Was it a case of doing what was needed to be done for the sake of the performance? Or is it, as a close source has said, Joe not coming to grips with the loss of Toya just yet? You be the judge. In the meantime, here are Aishana and Joe Bogdanovich on the passing of Toya Jackson, aka Toya.
You know, of course, Toya is like the first thing you've done, so she's Joe's wife, and he's so like, you know, just trying to stay strong. But everybody in the company knows how much he loves and adores his wife. So you just want to say we're trying to be strong for him. I would just want to say rest in peace, and you know, our job is to just keep him strong in his time of weakness. You know.
Well, the kind of support that Toya is getting, not only in Jamaica, which is massive, but internationally.
Okay, there you have it, a report from that event in Florida, and we're joined right now by the man himself, Joe Bogdanovich. Right now, right here on stage. Joe, welcome.
Yeah.
Good to see you, sir.
Okay.
Please accept our condolences. Were you legally married to Toya?
Toya and I have been together for 13 years, and we're engaged to get married. She's a common law wife, and we were putting plans together to get married, and she died.
Okay, wanted to clear that because we're getting mixed reports about whether it was really consummated legally. All right, so talk a little bit about the child, a 6-year-old boy, right, little Joe. Mm-hmm. How is he doing?
He's strong. He's good. He, you know, he understands that there's just the two of us now, and that we got a long road to travel.
Yes.
And he's in good shape. I mean, he surprises me all the time, and he's a very good kid.
Okay, so he's living with you right now.
Oh yeah.
And you were both living. You were one family living in the same place.
Of course.
Yourself, Toya, and the child.
Yeah.
So you were a family. All right. So what's your response to the speculations and rumors generated by that picture, that incident in Florida?
Well, let me tell you something. You know, yesterday I was in New York, waiting for the 11 o'clock flight to return to Jamaica, and I was sitting there, you know, just after I bought my wife's last dress to be buried in at the funeral, and that's what I was thinking about at the time, and I was thinking maybe I had some time to write some notes that I thought might be pertinent to this conversation. Mm-hmm. So I would like to share them with you because I have a lot to say, and I want to be able to express myself as clearly as possible.
Okay.
So, you know, I'd like to say that, first of all, First off, I'd like to clarify that the picture with Aishana and myself circulating, virally and quoted as the two of us being in some club in Florida over the weekend, partying and on the sly, is utter nonsense. The truth is, Down Sound was booked by the promoter to bring the Blitz to the Fort Lauderdale area last February. The Blitz is a lifestyle party that represents the fun element of dancehall. What has happened is really a reflection of how troubled the industry is. It's unfortunate that, that while I'm a company owner and a manager and a promoter and taking our dancehall culture internationally and investing in two of our young, bright prospects by providing an outlet for them to perform and earn US dollars, your own people are doing everything to ridicule our success by feeding negativity into it. Perfect meaning of crabs in a barrel. I want you to know that, I support my artists fully, both on stage and off. And whatever folks say about me in Down Sound, I welcome it with joy. I'm only asking that they have some respect and leave my dead wife's name out of it because it's disgusting and vile. You see me?
That's your statement.
That's one of my statements. I've got more.
Someone looking on wanting to know why you're reading a statement rather than speaking from the heart. How do you respond?
Well, this is a very emotional time for me and the family, and I just came from the funeral home, to choose a casket and all that kind of thing, and I just don't want to be misleading anybody like they've misled me already with a picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aishana,
Yeah.
your artist,
Yeah.
Aishana, appears to be getting more of a backlash from it, from this incident in Florida, than you.
Okay.
How do you defend her? Do you defend her?
Listen, Aishana is there to entertain, and we honor our commitments, and Down Sound delivers the real deal. That was a show that we were involved in, and it's all about dancehall and giving it a real positive spin as opposed to what other things that happen that criticize dancehall. And when she's on stage, she's in the zone and she's doing her thing. And as part of her entertainment, she brings people on the stage, and a few of them actually were on the stage, but they were really delivering the kind of intensity that she's accustomed to when it comes to her performance. And so I was there backstage with a lot of people on the stage, actually, and so I don't know, she just pulled me up there, and I, rather than refusing, I gave her support and, relax a little bit. And, in reflection, I think that I can understand why people might think it was
Inappropriate.
Inappropriate.
Did it catch you by surprise?
Oh, yeah, what she did by pulling me up? Oh, absolutely.
It surprised you?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
Do you regret that it happened?
Yeah, I think that was a mistake. I think that it's, personally, I support my artists, and anything that we can do to make them shine and build the vibes of the show, we do it.
Yes.
But in a situation like this, I think that I should have backed off, but I don't normally back off on anything.
Many people in Jamaica and around the world are living with diabetes. What's the official medical explanation for Toya?
Listen, let me just tell you.
Yes.
Toya died
Yes.
Thursday, May 7th, from a heart attack in New York. She died because of diabetes. And she, the reason why she had a heart attack and the reason why she has had kidney failure is because diabetes attacks the body.
Yes.
It's merciless. Diabetes attacks your eyes, and she went blind.
Okay.
And then diabetes attacked her heart. and she
How
died.
long was she blind?
Gosh, I think she was totally blind for maybe three months or more. She was getting blind, and it came quickly.
Okay.
And then we went to doctors in Los Angeles, Florida, Brooklyn, Jamaica, everything we could do to get her eyesight revived, and there was nothing we could do.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Diabetes can get that
Diabetes
bad.
is wicked, and I can tell you that I think it's just so important to understand just how important healthcare is. You know, I think that diet is extremely important from a very early age, and to be able to, to take care of your body. It's your temple of your soul. So,
Are you suggesting that Toya was not healthy? Was not living, eating?
no, I'm not suggesting that at all. I'm just saying that she's had diabetes since she was 18, I think, and it got
So you
worse.
met her
We've been
with diabetes? Did you?
Well,
or did she develop the disease?
She
while
had
was with
diabetes.
you?
She had diabetes before I met her.
Before?
Yeah.
And you were with her for what, 13 years?
13 years, yeah.
Okay. She's 29, isn't she, when she died? She was 29.
I think 30.
30.
I
She was
just turned
30.
30 a little while ago. Yeah.
Okay, so she had diabetes. You met her with the disease. And yeah, so you were saying about her lifestyle and so on.
Toya was a dance hall icon, and she was a fashionista,
Yes.
and she was a fashionista that was on top of the top. She had imagination and style that nobody else had. She represented dance hall. When you go to dance hall, you go out, you party, you drink, you dance, and you have fun with your friends. And they like it all over the world. So she was she was a moderate person, you know. She wasn't like a person that would drink herself into oblivion or anything like that. She was just a pretty common young kid that was having, fun and not excessive. But she is a vulnerable person, just her makeup, her DNA. There's no cure for diabetes.
But there are many survivors and much older persons than her. So she's very unfortunate to have succumbed to hers.
It took us by total surprise. And she was on dialysis for a year, and she was being treated by a few places here in Kingston. And after 1 year, she wasn't getting better. She was getting worse.
Oh.
Yeah. And so I called, I got in touch with an American doctor that happened to be here at the time, and he gave her an examination. And he told me that the kind of treatment that you get here in Jamaica with diabetes and dialysis is not good. In fact, it's quite poor. I asked the doctor, I asked him point blank, I said, do you think it's just a business and they're just making money on this thing and they're not really telling these patients like...
Your American friend,
yeah,
yes. And he says, what did he say?
He just said, my advice to you is to get her on the next plane and get to New York.
That's when you took her overseas?
Yeah. I left a week later. Yeah.
And you went to New At You went to
She
LA,
was there.
you say?
No, before.
You had done that before?
I did LA several times at the Jackson Memorial Hospital
Yes,
in Southern
because
Florida.
she died in New
We
York.
went, yeah. Then this was a place where in New York, in Brooklyn, New York, where we were getting her proper dialysis.
Yes.
Let me just say this. What do you think about a place where you're getting treatment here in Jamaica, and they put a tube in your neck that is only capable of delivering 50% capacity for the dialysis treatment? That's what happened to her. They put a tube in her neck where you do the dialysis, and it's so small that it only can handle 50% of the capacity that's going in. Okay, and that's why she wasn't getting better for 1 year. because they feed you a lot of hope. Well, you're looking better, you're going to get better. They tell you a lot of things because you're vulnerable. You're vulnerable as a patient. You're vulnerable as a family member.
So you were frustrated, Joe? You're saying you're frustrated about the
I
system?
can tell you
the
this.
healthcare in Jamaica?
I can tell you this. That doctor said, you better get on a plane and see what you can do. And we went there. We got dialyzed for like 3 weeks, every other up a couple days. And she got noticeably better. Her skin tone got cleared up within 3 weeks. She got more energy and she felt normal. She never felt normal when she was on dialysis for 1 year here. Yeah, Toya is an example of what's going on here.
Yes, but what happened after that? Because
okay, what happened after that was
she was feeling better, you said. Pick up from there.
Yeah, she was feeling better, and we were getting ready for tests for the donors that were going to come in, and there's a lot of testing that goes on, and we were scheduled for the end of June to have a transplant.
Okay.
And she was in very good spirits, and she, at 5 or so in the morning, she died in her sleep. I think it was in her sleep. And everyone was surprised. What happened is officially, her heart was weak. Normally you're in a 50 area. I don't know what the thing is called, but normal is 50. And when they did a test on her when she first got there, 3 weeks before, it was 20. And it was 20 earlier in Jamaica. We knew about that. And we thought that the dialysis would improve her condition. And it didn't, because she was only getting 50% of the capacity for dialysis. And they know this. Now, why would they put a tube in your neck that's 50% efficient? Because they don't have any? You think that's it? I don't know. I can't understand it.
Did they ever tell you this? Have they admitted that the
local doctors?
Yes, the local.
I have not discussed it with them. I haven't seen them since I just learned this 3 weeks ago.
But did you try to change anything about how we administer healthcare here in Jamaica when you were told that?
All I'm telling you,
you didn't have time.
I didn't.
You didn't have time to do this.
I was dealing with getting a donor approved. I was working with a solution, which is called kidney transplant. This is what I was doing.
Toya.
Yeah.
So that's what you're
getting it
focused
done.
on.
Getting an apartment. Where's the aftercare?
But at the back of your head, you were frustrated with what happened in Jamaica for a year.
Why do you think I'm on this stage right now? To get people to understand that this is really serious. Healthcare is important. And she died, and it's epidemic. Your kidney problem here and your diabetes problem here is epidemic. It's real serious, and you don't know that. You don't know it. You just don't know. We don't know how bad it is. And the solutions, I don't think they have solutions here. I don't think so. I'm sure some will have solutions, and maybe they're stronger genetically than some others, which I think is a lot to do with a lot of things. But I can tell you this: she was not administered properly, and I'm not angry. I'm appalled. I'm just in shock that put something. That these are doctors that's supposed to know what they're doing, and they're not as. There's no excuse for putting a capacitor in your neck to administer dialysis that's only good for 50% of what you put in. There's no excuse for that. If it was in any other country like America or Europe, you'd be sued for malpractice and shut down. But here, they just say you're getting better, and all the beds are full. Costs a lot of money to do these things, and a lot of people can't afford the necessary amount of dialysis that's necessary.
Can you help the situation here in Jamaica?
I'm seriously thinking about doing a Toya Foundation for dialysis, not for dialysis, for diabetes. I'm not too gung-ho on what they can do with the current state of dialysis here today. I'm just not too impressed. There's a lot of talk here in Jamaica about spirits and about all sorts of reasons, and the bad mind and obia, and I just wanted to say that that's a bunch of nonsense when it comes to Toya. She died from diabetes, and she died from a heart attack. She had all the symptoms of diabetes, and it's wicked. It has no mercy. It goes after your kidney. It goes after your feet, where amputations happen. Finally it goes after your heart, and it goes after your eyes, and you go blind. And all of that happened to her.
Oh, my.
Just turned 30.
Oh, my. I think all we can say is you have our sympathy, and we hope that some of what you've said resonate with our listeners or viewers.
I sure hope so.
And it will bring some change. All right, there you have him right here on stage in this hour, Joe Bogdanovich, and we'll continue to talk to him about Down Sound after we've closed, and you will get that next week. So right now, I'd like to say, on behalf of all of us, Winford Williams, thanking you for joining us. Do join us again next week for more on stage. And Joe will be part of that, talking about Down Sound Records.
Thank you, God, you made me never live in poverty. Thank you, God, for the joy that you have given me. Thank you, God, when I was down, you came and rescued me. Thank you, God, for the sun that shine. Protect me from so-called friends or bad mind. Them say them I'm a friend, lucky thing me see the sign. God bless me so them can't take mine. True. Thank you, God, they make me hot like a what. All the blessing where you give me enough for them grudge me for. You give me naturally so me know me not for pay for. I'm on knees nightly me pray for. Thank you, God, for all the things that you have done for me. Thank you, God, you made me never live in poverty. Thank you, God, for the joy that you have given me. Thank you, God, when I was down, you came and rescued me. Some thanking for your life full of happiness. Some girl vex consumed by stress. Me can't swear God, no, me can't beat my chest. For achievement and for the nastiness. Thank you, God, for me house and car. Me not pretty done, so me know me limit at the star. Thank you, God, my man give me money now, so me living it large. Me not live like crow.